began as a small pastry shop and grew to be an international donut distributor. It all began in 1950 in Boston, Massachusetts. This is where the first Dunkin Donuts was opened. It's come a long way since then. There's now over 11,000 restaurants worldwide, including 8,000 in the US, as well as an additional 3,000 internationally in over 36 countries. In Colombia, first Dunkin Donuts opened in 1983, and there's now over 150 locations across the country.
The US and Colombian cultures are relatively far apart on the 5 dimensions assessed in this analysis. In general, Colombia is more relationship-oriented, more indirect, more risk-averse, more interdependent, and values and respects status more than the US. Also, Colombia is much higher on the dimension of indulgence, which means that they are likely to frequent a place like Dunkin Donuts that offers many sweet treats. This leads us to believe that the brand experience for Dunkin Donuts should be substantially different in the Colombian market than in the US market. Given this cultural context, we expected for Dunkin Donuts to use its strong global presence as an all-American brand with quality products while adapting some strategies locally, like menu items and social media, in order to gain customer loyalty in the Colombian market.
¿Veces comes Dunkin Donuts a la semana?
Pues muchas veces, digamos que
¿Un número?
por ahí 4 veces.
4 veces a la semana. ¿Cuál es la razón por la que tú vas a Dunkin Donuts? Es decir, ¿vas por unas onces, por una dona, por un café? ¿O cuál es la razón?
Más que todo cuando se monta a comer algo como algo dulce, pues voy por una dona.
Algo dulce. ¿Cómo percibes a Dunkin Donuts en el mercado?
Y en el mercado colombiano es una empresa que llegó y pues llegó a posicionarse. Está como muy apoderada del mercado de las donas.
Entonces, ¿cuántas veces usted come a la semana las donas?
Una, tal vez una.
Listo. ¿Y al mes?
Pues 4 o 5.
Muy bien. Aprovechando que tú estudias administración de empresas, yo quiero preguntar, ¿cómo percibes a Dunkin Donuts en el mercado?
Pues está muy posicionado en el mercado. Está muy posicionado en el mercado, tiene gran parte pues del mismo, pues que tiene locales en muchos centros comerciales, en muchos lugares de la ciudad, hace mucha publicidad, entonces eso permite que cree más recordación y que la gente lo prefiera sobre otros.
Listo, muy bien.
Y no tiene competidores directos.
¿Conoce usted de otros productos que ofrezca Dunkin Donuts?
Sí, he oído hablar de los desayunos, pero no los he probado. Únicamente voy por donuts.
¿Qué es lo que le hace elegir Dunkin Donuts sobre los competidores o los posibles competidores?
La calidad también, la calidad del producto.
Muy buena.
What do you think Dunkin Donuts brand is?
It's definitely like quick. You get in, get out of there. You don't usually sit down and eat. I think they have drive-thrus a lot of places, but it's also like pretty good quality stuff. So,
What are the differences between Dunkin Donuts and other coffee chains? These can be positive or negative.
well, they have a huge brand, but I don't think it's as big as like a Starbucks or maybe like a Costa Coffee worldwide. But they're still pretty big.
I would associate Dunkin' Donuts brand with quality relative to competitors. They differentiate themselves not only just by low cost, but also with a wide variety of product offerings. And I think that it's a place that people enjoy going to get their morning coffee. Positively, they're a good bang for your buck. Like I mentioned earlier, good quality compared to the cost that they offer. Also quality that they have a lot of locations, so they're able to, ease of access is really nice. Negatives, if some in-store experiences might be a little more rundown than another nicer coffee shop. I would describe them as reliable. I think you can go get your coffee there, you can get a breakfast sandwich there, and they'll be able to provide you with what you need, and you'll be satisfied doing so.
Dunkin Donuts uses an adaptive strategy with its product offerings in foreign markets, which is represented in its different menu offerings. For example, in Bogota, flavors like dulce de leche and guava-filled donuts are offered to appeal to local tastes. A lot of differences can also be observed through the respective online menus. One of the first major differences is the frozen drink offerings, which are much more expansive in the US than in Colombia. Other differing options can be seen in the sandwich selection, iced drinks, and bakery items other than donuts. For example, Colombia has an entirely different sandwich product called flats that are not offered in the US, and also has a separate menu page for cookies. The iced drink menus are also different. The Colombian menu is comprised solely of the culata drink, while the US offerings include juices and teas. The US also offers other menu items, such as hash browns and oatmeal, that are not available in Colombia. There is also a page on the US site that details at-home brewing products such as ground coffee and K-Cups.
Analyzing the prices of the US relative to Colombian Dunkin Donuts, we chose to focus primarily on the beverages since these were pretty much identical across the two nations, while the sandwiches started to change up and become more localized. So in looking at these beverages, what we noticed that it was clear that the Colombian products were cheaper relative to US products, whereas a US cup of coffee would cost about 30% more than the Colombian one. Another noticeable difference was that in Colombia there was no upcharge for the iced version of a drink, where an iced macchiato would cost same as a regular macchiato, where in the US the iced macchiato would cost 30 to 50 cents more just for being iced.
While the general messaging, colors, logo, and signage remain standardized across both markets, there are also some notable differences in promotional strategies used in the US and Colombia. These include the website layout and promotional pages, deals offered, featured products, social media strategy, and TV advertisements. For example, you can see that the homepage of each website is very different. The Colombian page features live feeds of the various social media platforms, reflecting the relatively higher importance of word of mouth in gaining loyal consumers in the Colombian market. The promotional deals and features on each website are also different. The US website features a DD Perks page and a tab to obtain a reloadable rewards card, a feature not offered in the Colombian market. The Colombian page, however, has a tab dedicated to promotions that features deals such as the 12 for 7, that is, 12 donuts for the price of 7. On the US page, a Shamrock sprinkled donut is currently being featured that is not represented in the Colombian market, which reflects the relatively higher salience of this holiday in the US. The element of place is relatively standardized in both the US and Colombian markets. In both, products are sold through franchise brick-and-mortar places. These can be found in places such as standalone locations, drive-thrus, in shopping centers, and in airports, for example. In the US, many product lines can also be found in grocery and convenience store aisles. Additionally, in the US, the brand also leverages partnerships with other distribution networks. For example, Dunkin Donuts is the only coffee sold on JetBlue flights. Here are some examples of locations in both markets.
Through our research and customer interviews, we have concluded that in the Colombian market, Dunkin Donuts has been able to successfully leverage its international franchising model by adapting its product offerings to local taste while maintaining standardization in other aspects of its branding. In particular, the colors and logos remain unchanged in its advertising throughout the over 11,000 locations all over the world. This has enabled the coffee and donut giant to maintain its recognizably American brand reputation while still appealing to different customer preferences in foreign markets.